Republican Nick Howland and Democrat Tracye Polson are in the final stretch before Tuesday's special election. They're both vying for the seat vacated when Tommy Hazouri died this last September. This is video of the two sitting down eating lunch together just before a debate hosted by the First Coast Tiger Bay Club. They were asked many questions ranging from raising the property tax to increased pay for teachers and the removal of Confederate monuments. News 4 Jax reporter Jim Pickett was at that debate and joins us from an early voting site.
Today, early voting just wrapped up. But let me tell you, there have been a lot of people that have been participating in this. You know, they had predicted maybe a 10 to 15% turnout by Tuesday. We're already at 10%. So far, there have been 67,000 ballots cast. Now, as we're winding this election campaign down, we heard today from both candidates as they debated. We've seen Democrat Tracye Polson and Republican Nick Howland go at it with TV ads, but today they stood side by side taking questions. While the negative ads took a good part of the attention during the debate, they did address other key issues in Jacksonville. One of the most current is the idea of the school superintendent wanting to increase property taxes to give teachers more money. Republican Nick Howland pointing out that there's no official legislation on that.
I've not seen the report. I don't think legislation has been proposed on that $1 mil increase. So I can't possibly weigh in on whether I would support it or not. I will immediately say that there's nothing more fundamentally important than improving education for our children. And teachers deserve all the credit in the world.
My understanding is that this request from Diana Green, the superintendent, is also wanting it to be voted on by the citizens, which I think makes a lot of sense. This is probably an area where Mr. Howland and I are in agreement.
And that was one of the few areas where the two agreed. They were also asked about the remaining Confederate monuments in Jacksonville.
I'm on record in alignment with the Mayor Curry, by the way, for taking down the Confederate monuments. And I appreciate, and we're still waiting, by the way. He did that at a Black Lives Matter march more than 2 years ago with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he said Black Lives Matter. So we're waiting on that monument to come down.
Yeah, I'm on record many times on this issue as well. I don't think regarding monuments it's as easy as tearing them down or keeping them up. I believe we need to add to and put context around them. For me, the easiest way to repeat an ugly past is to delete an ugly past.
Which led to a question on race relations, and if elected, how they would address that.
After the murder of George Floyd, I was out at many protests here in Jacksonville, but as a peacekeeper, working alongside JSO, and have had so many conversations, both with people of color, but also a lot of white people who honestly have come to me and said, how can you talk about this as a white person? And my response is, if we're not talking about it as white people, then we're part of the problem.
There are racists in our country. There are racists in our institution, but that doesn't mean our institutions are racist, and that doesn't mean we live in a racist nation. One of the issues we have is inequality of opportunity. Not outcome, that's not America, but inequality of opportunity. And we should always look to rectify those inequalities of opportunity.
Each also talked about the Human Rights Ordinance, including LGBTQ issues in Jacksonville.
I would fight any efforts at discrimination for anything, age, gender, race, sexual orientation. There's no room for discrimination in our city, in our state, and in our country.
I would continue to advocate for anything that is in that space, but more importantly, to fight hard against anything to try to attack it.
And as we told you yesterday, this race is expected to be very close. A UNF poll yesterday showed that's exactly what's happening. As you would expect, Republican voters are voting for Howland, and Democratic voters that were polled are voting for Polson. Now, the independent voters, though, that is where we're going to see this race play out. It's expected, at least from this poll, that a 2-to-1 margin is going for Howland. And so far, there have been about 6,500 people voting independently. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.
You can watch both candidates debate all of Jacksonville's most important issues by watching the debate in its entirety on news4jax.com. Just click inside the local news section.